friends, Amanda here. Welcome back to Handmade, Not Hallmark. Today I've got this really cute Lawn Fawn card featuring some really cute die cuts, and it is a recreation of a card that I did a few years ago. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Going to be using the Thanks a Latte cup die cut. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I used this in a fall card during my fall series, and I knew I just had to use it in a Christmas card. I wanted to kind of emulate a card that I had created a couple years ago that I didn't have on YouTube at the time. I was just sharing them on Instagram, and I really wanted to kind of create that same vibe. I had a lot of really wonderful feedback from that card, and I knew I just had to create something similar using this really sweet die cut, and I just love this little mug. I've actually created some magnets for my fridge. My kids love them so much, and we use them for everything. So I just used some green cardstock, some black cardstock, and some brown cardstock from my stash to create this little cup. And I am going to go in and add some dimension a little bit later with some Copics. You could easily add dimension with any coloring medium that you like. You could use pattern papers, you could use colored pencils, ink blending, anything like that. I just found it was quicker to use my Copic markers, and I think it turned out wonderful. I'm just using some of my Barely Art adhesive to glue all of my little pieces together. You necessarily didn't have to use the same color cardstock as your backer piece. You could easily have used black so that your little eyes, you don't have to fill those in. But I just felt like doing the green on green was a good way. So if I didn't get anything completely lined up, you wouldn't see that in the background at all. Get that all adhered down. And I just love this little cup. I didn't add the little cheeks as I did on the first time I created this one. I felt like I wanted to leave it out on this one. You could definitely use those. I think it would look sweet. And I was really tempted to do a red mug, but since I had done one for the fall, I wanted to do a different color and use red accents to bring in that Christmas feel. So I decided to go with a nice green mug. I love collecting mugs. I have a pretty good holiday mug collection. My husband has told me that I am not allowed to get any more mugs because we have so many already, and I just love the little green mugs that I have. So I'm going in with some Copic markers here. Nothing super crazy or fantastic. I'm just going in with some yellow greens and starting darkest to lightest with the YG67, and I'm adding some of that shading around the edge here just to make it look like it is a round mug. And I just love how this little mug turned out. I think it is the sweetest. I love the color combinations. It worked out perfectly with this pattern paper, or excuse me, with this cardstock. You necessarily don't have to start with a colored cardstock. You could definitely start with white, but I felt like it was a lot easier to do the blending with a colored cardstock already. And I think it was a great idea. I love how this turns out. That's why I created a few for my refrigerator. And I loved creating little magnets with these. It's just super easy. Gonna go in with some E59 just to add some shading to the liquid in our mug. And then for our little whipped topping, I'm going in with E40 and E41 just to make this look like it might be some marshmallow or, any kind of whipped topping that you've got going on the top of your cup of hot chocolate, or coffee, anything like that. I'm thinking it's more of hot chocolate because that's what we love here in my family. Gonna adhere the pieces together here just to add some stability. I love that you get the little backer pieces for these. Love how these turned out. And he is so sweet. I just love this mug so much. Oh, I wish I had a mug that had a face on it like this. I think it would be so cute. I would probably use it all the time. Next, I'm going to go in with a white gel pen and add a little bit of highlight detail here and there just to add some interest and dimension to our little mug. Love how this turns out. Looks so cute. And I love adding the little highlights to the eyes as well. Really gives them some character and life. Gonna also go in with my Wink of Stella glitter brush pen, and I just had to add a load of glitter on this. I think it looks so cute. A sparkly mug with a cute face on it. Oh, I can't even. It is so cute. I was like squealing when I had this done. I went out in my living room and I showed all of my boys. I was like, look how cute this mug is. And they were just like, Mom, it's cute. They were not impressed. They're boys, so they don't get impressed by much. And I just love this. So cute. Oh, so cute. Next, I'm going to go in with a couple of candy canes. This is from the Thanks a Latte stamp set, and I'm going to color those in with some of the same Copic markers I used for my cup and a few reds. I'm going to throw on a little bit of music here for you to enjoy while I color these in. Nothing too exciting or extravagant. I'll have the colors listed on the screen here as well as in the description, and we'll come back when I'm all finished. Once I had those all finished, I went in with my Wink of Stella glitter brush pen and added some glitter to these candy canes. I just love how they turned out. I ended up only using 2 in the finished card. Just because of space-wise, I didn't want to overcrowd the card. I probably could have got away with using the 3rd one, but I just decided to go with the 2. Next, I've got a standard top folding A2 sized card, base here cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to get the inside ready here. And I just love this card. I loved creating it the first time around. It was a little bit different the first time I created it, but I really wanted to use this cup in the same way, and I think it turned out fantastic. Next, I'm going to get all of my elements ready here so we can start assembling the card. I'm going to get this wood panel cardstock, or I guess it's pattern paper, put down on my card base, and I kind of assembled everything for the cup on top of my vellum piece, and that was because I wanted to pop those elements up, and I wanted to be able to put foam adhesive on it. So assembling those on the vellum and then popping everything up kind of helped hide that adhesive. Next, I'm going to get my main greeting portion ready here. This is just some letters from the Henry's ABCs from Lawn Fawn as well, and I've die cut them from some Schoolhouse red cardstock, and I'm going to stack them up just 2 at a time. I didn't want to add too much dimension. I usually do 3, but I decided just to go with the 2 layers. And I just love this font here from Lawn Fawn, this Henry's ABCs. I think it is so cute and whimsical. It goes so well with all of their sweet little images and their dies. I think it's a really fun set, and I love to kind of dress it up with some glitter and some white gel pen. I really think it adds character to this already cute style of text. Just using my Barely Art adhesive to adhere this down. This is a really simple process. Again, it seems like it might be kind of intimidating stacking all these layers and doing all the die cutting, but it really doesn't take that long. Not long at all. Just, run all your letters through and then do the R a couple extra times and you're good to go. So here you can see these look really cute. I just love this font. It is so much fun. Gonna go in with my Wink of Stella glitter brush pen again and add that glitter. I wanted it to kind of look like glitter cardstock without having to use glitter cardstock. Sometimes I feel like glitter cardstock is almost too shiny, but not enough glitter. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. I love the glitter that you get with its glitter brush pen, but I don't really like it super shiny that you get from glitter paper. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm probably just talking in the air about this, but in my personal opinion, I think it looks nicer if you just go over it with a glitter brush pen instead of using actual glitter. Once I had that done, I went in with my white gel pen number 10 and added just some cute little highlights to make these look like they're almost like
enamel or anything like that, you could go over it with some glossy accents. I have done that in the past, but I've never really liked the end result. That's just me. So I just decided to go in with a gel pen to kind of give it that appearance. And I think it really dresses up these letters and makes it look cute. Now that that's all finished, I'm going to go in with my secondary greeting, and I just wanted a Christmas, really simple font, and I am using the stamp set from Simon Says Stamp called Simple Holiday Greetings. This came out in their Cozy Hugs release. I love that these are just easy, simple text greetings that you can use as fillers, as individual greetings, or the main greeting on a card. I really love the simplicity of these and how versatile they are for any of your holiday cards. I'm going to stamp that down with some Versamark ink, and I'm going to use some of my Brutus Monroe Alabaster White embossing powder, and I'm going to set that with my heat tool, and then I'm just going to cut it out with one of my simple banner dies, and I can start getting my card assembled. Now that I have all of my pieces ready to go, I can start assembling my card. I also use the little marshmallow die from the Thanks a Latte stamp set, and I cut out some marshmallows. I love that you can use the die by itself to create the cute little marshmallows, and you don't have to do any other stamping. They work out beautifully. I'm going to adhere my little mug down using some of that liquid adhesive onto the vellum. Now I'm not adhering it to the main card panel yet because I do want to pop it up with some foam tape so that gives it some dimension. Again, this is where I decided just to use the two candy canes, and then I'm going to go in with some of the marshmallows to kind of fill in around the mug. And I love how it turns out. I think it is super cute. My kids love putting candy canes in their hot chocolate. They love the taste of it. They think it's really kind of a cool way to drink hot chocolate. And they love marshmallows. I have to load up on the marshmallows every single time that we have hot chocolate. Just adding 3 little marshmallows here, and then I can start adding my foam adhesive to the back of my mug to pop it up. I'm just using some scrapbook square adhesives. These are their nice thin ones. I love that there isn't a whole lot of dimension with these. There's just enough to give that little bit of height, and it doesn't make them too bulky for mailing. Once I have all of the adhesive on there, I'm going to take the backing pieces off and get that lined up on my panel here. And my little helper came in to see what I was doing, and I ended up letting him help out with a few things here and there. He loves to come in to see what I'm doing. Gonna get my Merry letters lined up here, and I wanted them to be kind of, off center, a little bit quirky, kind of goes along with the theme of the card, very fun and whimsical. And I'm going to adhere that down using some of that liquid glue. I'm only going to adhere it on the areas that are on the vellum. So the E and the R's are all going to be adhered nice and flat to the vellum, but the M and the Y, I'm going to pop those up a little bit. I didn't like how a portion of the card or the scene here was popped up and some of it wasn't. So after I got my letters all adhered down, I went in with a little bit of foam tape and went up underneath the vellum overlay and added some adhesive just to kind of even that out all the way along to the bottom. It just seemed a little odd when you were looking at it. It probably wasn't that big of a deal, but I just wanted to make sure everything was kind of on the same level, because later I plan on adding some snowflakes, and I wanted to be able to kind of tuck those in and around my little scene, and having that popped up would make it easier to do that. Once I was happy with the dimension all around, I can go ahead and get my secondary greeting adhered down, and I'm just going to adhere that one nice and flat as well. I had thought about putting it over top, but I liked having it kind of at the bottom because it really kind of helped fill in that area of the card, because I am going to fill in the top portion of the card with some snowflakes. These are also from Lawn Fawn. These are a part of their small snowflake die set. I have the small and the large, but I felt like these small ones were the perfect size. You could use any snowflakes that you have on hand. You could do just ink splattering, which I'm going to do a little bit later. You could do stenciling You could do anything like that. You could use embellishments. I just love how these snowflakes looked on here. It really went well with the card that I had created a few years ago, and I felt like I had to use these again to kind of help recreate that same card. Adhering down those snowflakes with that same barely art adhesive, just tucking them in here and there around my card just to really fill it in and add to this wonderful snowy hot chocolate scene. And on my original card, I had gone in with some Nouveau crystal drops and added some detail to the snowflakes. This time around, I decided not to do that. I decided I was just going to go in with some white gouache and add some splatter all around the card. Now that I've become pretty comfortable with adding splatter to cards, I decided it was a fun element to add to this, and I wasn't concerned at all if it got on the mug or the letters or anything like that. I just wanted to have a really fun snowy scene. So I'm just taking my white gouache here. I'm going to add a little bit of water to that, and I'm going to do a little bit of splattering. Now I did try to control it a little bit where it was going. I wanted it to mostly stay kind of around my scene. Again, I wasn't completely concerned if it got on anything else because I really wanted it to look like a snowy scene, but I did try to keep it mostly along the outside. But I love how it turned out. I think he's so super cute and really fun and festive. And that will finish up my card for today. I really hope you enjoyed this fun card featuring lots of products from Lawn Fawn. If you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the like button. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying all of the content that I bring to you, and also consider hitting the subscribe. It helps me bring all this content to you. I hope you're enjoying the holiday season so far, and I can't wait to share with you more cards. I hope you have a great day. Bye! On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.